John Salley, four-time NBA champion, television host, actor, father, husband, all-around good guy. When they're down, you know, it's a helping hand to your teammate. But if you knock the opponent down, step over them. What it's like is your head can get really big. You start getting all the letters from the colleges. And I would take the letters out and hang them on the wall. I had this great coach who was named Barney Davis. And Barney Davis taught me fundamentals. He came to my high school early in the morning. And I'm sitting there reading the paper, sports section. You know, you open up the paper from the back just to see what they say about high school. And he goes, "Let me talk to you." And he said, "Stop reading the paper. You already know who you are. And if you're reading about what happened, you already know what happened yesterday." I thought about it. I stopped reading the paper. And I realized that I had to bring it down. How I chose Georgia Tech. I went on, I think, 3 visits. Coach Bobby Crimmins at Georgia Tech wrote me a handwritten letter. And he said, "I'm on the road and I'm looking at a handwritten letter from a college coach." The other schools I went into, they took me to guys in remedial math class. It was like blackboard jungle, they're throwing things across the room. But Georgia Tech was pristine, and it was my future. I felt it. When I got to the NBA, the real good ones were running miles, were lifting weights, were doing squats. So when I got to Detroit Pistons, I was running, I think, 5 miles a day. Chuck Daly would have a thing called a 5-lap mile. And since I'm running miles every day, you know, they let the guards go and then the big men go. And then one of the big men decided to say, "Hey, we're going to stay together, we just pace it and get it all the way through." I don't run that way. So I take off. I catch up to the guards. And Isaiah looks at Joe and then they take off, and then I take off right behind them. And they realize we're in a race. And we get to the 4th lap, and the 5th lap, I start stretching out like I was a track star. I didn't realize how detrimental that was to have a rookie win the laps. You know, you just want to, I always want to be the best. Let me tell you, the rookie year is so difficult that I used to come home after practice in sheer hate of the vets. I call my mother every day. I hadn't called my mother. She would have to call me and say, "Call your mother." And she was like, "But this is what you wanted your whole life." I hate them. But we get all the way to February. It was so difficult. And I learned how to eat, how to pack, how to travel. I get back from All-Star break and my game increases tremendously. I found my way. My way is guys don't like people playing defense on them. I watch so much film, I know every move you're gonna make. I know how to move my head out of the way from elbows. And I'm, you know, a Georgia Tech grad, so I know engineering angles. So I'm using everything I could ever think of in a game against some of the greatest players in the world. After my rookie year, every rookie that come after that, no matter who they were, I would talk to them like a human. Because I realized the guys that helped me, because I knew how hard it is. You know what I'm saying? You're finally living on your own. Everybody's depending on you. You now have a job and you're trying to take somebody else's job. They talk about teamwork, but each person in the pros is an individual company. Your job is to try to be a starter. If you don't have that mentality, you don't win championships. when I got out here, I was on any show. I wanted to do it because I'd seen it. And I started taking acting classes and speech lessons, and I watched and I paid attention. So I was able to play in the NBA, and then that summer after playing with the Bulls, I had a deal with Buena Vista Television, and I started the John Salley Show at 32 years old. It was 5 years after Arsenio had been on the air, and I thought, this is it. They decided not to go ahead with it. So I do NBC, I do sitcom, Malcolm and Eddie. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be an actor. So now, from the 9 years on the Best Damn Sports Show, or 7 years, to doing my own shows on different networks now and doing movies. I got a movie called Sneakerella on Disney Plus. Great movie. And I get shots. Now I'm, taking my own. I say this all the time. Sometimes I say, oh, this is going to be this, and all of a sudden I run into a distraction. I go, oh, this must be it. And they go, why? I said, nothing for me happens easy. Everything has some struggle. And that struggle makes the most beautiful butterflies.